Community Viewpoint with John Pawlak and Maria Hurst.
And welcome again to Community Viewpoint. I'm John Pawlak, your host, and I don't need my glasses to tell you that because I don't have to read who I am, but it's always a pleasure to be here with you. We have a couple of great guests this evening. Let's start out with the veterans portion of that. I have Dr. Tom Waters, who's a good friend of mine, Chicagoan.
Yes.
Vietnam veteran.
Yes.
Purple Heart recipient.
Yes.
There's a whole bunch of other things that he has too, but let's bring him on, and we have a lot to talk about. You may have read some things in the newspaper about our clinic, and the good doctor has some information on that. But we wanted to mention one thing. That in passing, there was a veteran. His name is Bernie Martin, who passed away July 31st, who was part of Merrill's Marauders from World War II. He was, I think, 91, 92 years old. He lived on the north side of town. Got to know him. Very lovely young man, veteran, and he'll be sorely missed. Very dedicated veteran. So, Marty, I'll save a spot for us up there. But, okay, let's move on from that.
I'd just like to add a little bit more on Marty. You know, not only was he such a wonderful individual, but he would sit down with all the veterans and tell us about things that he had done during World War II. He was very modest about it, but it's just the fact that he was with Merrill Marauders, you know it was very difficult and very tough. And he talked about some of the tough times. But he was a life member of the DAV, so we got a chance to meet and talk about quite a few things.
And for all he was through, he was quite well adjusted.
Yes, he seemed very well adjusted. There were several articles about him in the paper, and again, he's just a down-to-earth individual, and just very proud to have known him.
Yeah. And we're proud to have known him.
Yes.
So let's go on and let's talk about the veterans that are here now that have been waiting and waiting and waiting. And what have we been waiting for?
We've been waiting for a Pahrump VA clinic, something that will benefit the large number of veterans we have in this area. We have a clinic there, and they do the very best they can, but they've run out of room a long time ago.
Right, the floors are getting squeaky there too. It's
not
showing
only
its
that,
age.
but the different people who work there, they're sharing offices. They're moving the veterans around because they just don't have space for them.
Right. One thing, I've been going there, they call me on time, which I really, really appreciate that. Civilian doctors don't have a tendency to do that. Yeah. And the VA clinic people are keeping close to the times that we're scheduled there. So of course I have early times too.
Well, I think the world of all the people that work at the VA clinic, and I know they're doing the very best they can, but with the new facility, they're going to be able to do even more.
And that's going to be very close to the hospital? Very
close to Desert View Hospital, that's correct. I'm not sure exactly which plot they've selected, but I'm looking for them to put up a sign that says future home of the new Pahrump VA clinic. And then we'll know exactly where it is, and then keep us posted on when they're going to do a groundbreaking.
Right, so you may have seen that in the RJ yesterday. Today we're taping this on Friday, what's today's date? Today is the 7th. And it's the front page of the Pahrump Valley Times, so you'll be able to see that. And there's a great editorial by Arnold Knightley, the editor, to explain who was instrumental in getting the hospital, or pushing to get it, the clinic in here. So it's
and who was instrumental in pushing that?
Horsford.
Yes, Congressman Horsford.
While
he was in office, yes.
And who else is good for that?
We're talking about Senator Heller, Senator Reed. We're talking about the governor of our state.
The governor, yes.
We're also talking about our assemblyman and our state senator.
Right, everybody involved.
They have all been pushing this forever, and they've been on board. So, and we're glad to have Congressman Hardy on board. I think he did a great job in coming in, joining the team, and helping push this through for us. So we want to really thank him. but we also want to thank all the others that have been working on this from day one.
Oh, definitely. So there's a news release from the VA, which I've gotten. I'm going to leave these out at the Prump Library, so we have those over there. The Veterans Reporter is there also, since I'm mentioning reading material. You'll see a lot of, you write for the Veterans Reporter,
Yes,
and
I
I
do.
deliver it. I'm the paper boy. But a lot of the information that they're getting from the area, they're getting from you and the DAV and other members over here.
Okay.
So, because that goes out to all the rural areas of southern Nevada.
And we want people to know what's going on here in Pahrump, so that's always good. Read that newspaper as well.
Yes. So a little bit more about that. What else do we want to know? 18 months before it's operable. Worst case scenario, that's they're saying. We don't have a groundbreaking yet time, but as soon as that it was announced, they said the time started.
I think they insinuated it's 18 months from the groundbreaking.
Yes, I hope so.
And they need to keep that because we've had so many promises. You know, I arrived here in August of '08, and I'm going to say by the end of August, that's when I met Bernie, and we've been pushing this. So we're talking not just 2 years, as some people say, or 3 years, but it's been over 5 years that we've really been pushing this and getting promises that it's imminent. I mean, it's happening almost tomorrow. And so we're kind of gun shy when we hear it's going to be, you know, they've approved this. We've had those promises before. So we're gun shy, but it sounds, I'm cautiously optimistic. I guess that's the best way to say it.
Yes.
And I'll be optimistic, cautiously optimistic, until I see a groundbreaking.
Okay, well,
Once I see the groundbreaking, then I know things are moving forward.
We'll go over there, bring our own
There you
shovels.
go. Okay.
We'll help them.
I'm looking forward to this.
Yes. Another thing that you enlightened me on was the VA launches a new no-cost training program. I didn't have a chance to read the entire thing yet.
Yes, it's a no-cost training program, and it's a accelerated learning program and VA learning hubs. And this is to help transitioning servicemen and veterans from all eras, so you don't have to say, I'm still on active duty or I just got off active duty. So whether you're Vietnam, World War II, Korean, or Desert Storm, it doesn't matter. They want you to learn skills, earn credentials, and advance your civilian careers. So, you know, since your separation from the service. And they've got programs now to do that. And I don't have the website on here, but there are different websites that you can go to. And I know if you contact John, he can get this to you so that you have all this information. And another thing I wanted to mention was the ALPs, or the Accredited Learning Program, offers transitioning servicemen and veterans, and I want to emphasize veterans, the opportunity to build on their world-class training, technical skills gained through their military service, and earn certifications in high-demand fields. And a lot of these fields are computer. So things knowing on IT-related topics, those are there. The VA is also piloting the ALPs this summer in 7 courses focused on building skills and certifications. So now is the time to apply for these programs, but it's a lot of programs. It's no cost to the veteran, and again, it's something that the VA is putting out. So contact John and get more information and get involved in this. If you're looking for a job, or if you're looking to improve your credentials or your education and get credentials to do almost anything in this new age, you need to do this.
The last line here, for more information about the VECI, to learn more about the ALPs and learning hubs, there's a website on the bottom. And I had a bunch of these made up, so these will be sitting at the library.
You want to go ahead and give that website?
Okay,
That should be easy to remember.
veteranemployment.vbaco@va.gov.
Yes.
That's veteranemployment.vbaco@va.gov. So, like I said, I'll leave these over at the library where the newspapers are as well. So, he's doing stuff,
Absolutely.
Mr. McDonald. So. Yeah, so I'm still around. We're Vietnam veterans, so we'll see some improvements. We have enough wits about us to enjoy this. We have enough years.
We're trying.
So hopefully it'll extend our years for us too.
Absolutely.
With the VA. All right, and you said you have something else to talk about?
Well, today is August 7th, and August 7th every year is Purple Heart Day. And as a Purple Heart recipient, and I'm just representing all the other Purple Heart recipients in Pahrump and in the area, all of Nye County. We're looking at this not to say congratulations, because it's not something that we went out to try to earn. It's something that happened. We were in combat, and this is something that happens to so many people. During World War II, there were over 500,000 Purple Hearts given out. And when you look at Vietnam, we had over 58,000 killed, and still twice that number were wounded. So all of those Purple Hearts. And when you look at the Gulf War, we've had over 7,000 killed, and again, twice that number were wounded. So a lot of Purple Hearts, and it's because we shed blood for this country that we love so much.
Very much so, yes. And there are also Forget-Me-Nots?
Forget-Me-Not, that's a DAV program, Disabled American Veterans. And September 11th and 12th, you'll see people around. The junior ROTC from the high school will also be assisting. The DAVA, the auxiliary from the DAV, will be out there. And this is the Forget-Me-Not little blue flowers that we give out as a fundraiser. All the money that's raised during this fundraiser stays in Pahrump to help local veterans. So feel free to give as much as you can. This is something needed for all veterans and their families as well. But we're going to be from 9 till 6 at Albertsons, Home Depot, Smith's, Walmart, and Walgreens. And CVS will be from 9 to 3 on both of those days. That's September 11th and September 12th. And you'll see us out there with our DAV, Disabled American Veteran hats on, or just a veteran hat. And again, we have the ROTC, and we also have the DAVA that will be out raising funds for our veterans.
So with that, my goodness, the time has eluded us again. It's always a pleasure to have you sitting next to me, Dr. Waters.
It's always good to be here, John.
And hopefully this is informative to you as it was to me. I will pass this on to you at the library, the literature. Thank you as always, and we'll see you at the next segment.